I built this camper van in 3 months for $25K. Come check it out. This is a 2019 Ford Transit 250 short wheelbase medium roof. I bought it used for $17,000, spent about $1,000 on sales tax and $7,000 on the build materials. I went for a clean, modern, minimal Scandinavian look, so white ceilings and walls and cabinets with natural wood tones. This is water-based poly on birch butcher block with life-proof LVP floors. I believe this is the Glastonbury Grove Oak color. The kitchen area has a faucet with a foot pump, an induction cooktop, and a foldable extension. Though most of the time I use this portable gas stove to save power. For my plumbing, I have a 7-gallon freshwater tank with quick connect fittings. I'll have links to all this stuff in the description. This is a Camco flexible RV drain, so 7-gallon freshwater, 5-gallon gray water, whale gusher foot pump, silicone tubing, bunch of different fittings there. I believe this was a 13 by 15 sink. I have a Truckfridge TF49. This is 49 liters with a little freezer section up top, storage in the door. It looks like a small fridge, but it's pretty deep. Fits about 1 week's worth of food for one person, but if you got 2 people, you might want to go bigger. And I like this latch that it has on here so it doesn't fly open while driving. I have tongue and groove on the ceiling, shiplap on the walls, a MaxxAir fan for ventilation. This is the MaxxAir fan Deluxe. I keep the remote over here next to the dimmer switch for the lights. I have a full-size bed. This is 6-inch memory foam, nice pillows, 3-inch bump outs on each side that I built using the existing wall cavities in between the framing without adding external flares. So if you're 6 feet tall, you can sleep sideways in a Ford Transit. To afford van life, I work full-time in cybersecurity, so I've got my laptop wall-mounted with an external keyboard and mouse, ergonomic office chair. I have a Starlink Mini on my dash for internet. All my clothes are in this overhead cabinet. This is my shirts, outerwear, socks and underwear, towels, pants and shorts. These are all the clothes that I own, and it's more than I need. One of the unique things about my van build is everything is powered by a power station. This is a Bluetti Elite 200 V2, which is 2,600 watts, 2,000 watt hours. The 10 amp DC output goes to a fuse block, which goes to my lights, fridge, fan, and gas detector. I also have this alternator charger, so I can charge this while driving if there's no sun. I also added ventilation to this cabinet. This is the intake and exhaust. I put 2 USB fans on this side, pulling the hot air out using a USB port right there. I also have a wireless charger for my phone and AirPods, which I can plug in right here, but I usually have my Starlink Mini plugged in during the day. So this has 2 100-watt USB-C ports. I have these 10-foot long USB-C cables, so I can charge my laptop and other stuff there. My induction cooktop uses a 20-amp, 120-volt AC outlet, which is what is in a standard house in the United States. And then I just ran like a heavy-duty outdoor extension cable. This is like a 10 American wire gauge, outdoor rated, heat-resistant, heavily insulated extension cable. I ran that through the wall. It goes under the bed and to this induction cooktop. Above that, I keep my single serve rice cooker. This only uses 200 watts, which is super efficient. And that also plugs into a standard AC outlet. I also added a mirror to the inside of this door so I can comb my hair and put on sunscreen and stuff like that. It's kind of nice to have. All of my cabinet doors have these magnetic latches here so that they don't fly open while driving. And then my drawers have heavy duty ball catch latches in the back, so you can hear that when I pull it, which keeps these from flying open while driving. In my drawers, I keep toiletries and silverware, camera gear, spices and dry food storage, shoes, and other random stuff. And I know what you're thinking, where's the bathroom? Where do you shower? Well, I use this every day for number 1s, and for number 2s, I have these toilet bags that go in this folding camp toilet, which I almost never use. I'm usually using public restrooms if I'm in the city, or if I'm out in the wild, I just dig a hole. I have a solar bag shower somewhere in storage under my bed. I don't even know where it is, and I've never used it. I pretty much only shower at the gym or at truck stops. In the cab, like I mentioned, I throw my Starlink on the dash and point it out the windshield. I've got a little MagSafe charger right here, which is really convenient for holding my phone for GPS, but then I can also charge it using one of the 12-volt ports. I keep a raincoat up here, hat, gloves, puffer jacket, hoodies, and other outerwear. I have blackout curtains for privacy and sleep. I also want to mention I added an access panel on the outside so that I can easily load and unload heavy jugs of water. And I added a vent here for the induction cooktop because the exhaust fan blows this way to dissipate heat. As you probably noticed, I keep my surfboard up there, my mountain bike here on a fork mount with the front wheel off. I have my street skateboard, my surf skate, inflatable paddle board, folding chair, pickleball paddles, football, and since I don't have a gasoline or diesel heater, I just have a little portable Mr. Buddy propane heater. I almost never use that. I just travel with the weather and stay where it's warm. On the roof, I have two 200-watt Renogy solar panels, so 400 watts total, mounted on a couple pieces of unistrut, so I built a custom roof rack out of that. I also added these rain guards here so I can crack the front windows, pull air in all the way through the van and exhaust it out the MaxxAir fan in the roof. And some final comments about building materials and finishing. I used tongue and groove in the ceiling, shiplap on the walls. All the cabinetry is custom built out of 1/2-inch plywood. And then I used a Craig jig to make pocket hole screws to fasten these corners and cabinets to the wall and floor so that everything's nice and tight. Then I put wood glue in all the joints for extra strength. This kitchen galley, I built a slight overhang because the step actually goes all the way to here, but I let it overhang. I framed it underneath for support and then trimmed it out to make it look nice. And then for finishing the edges of the flooring, I used some kind of rubber or vinyl stair nosing, which is easy to cut. And then I just cut some 45s in the corners. It came with adhesive. You're supposed to clean it and stick it down. I noticed it was coming up a little bit, so I used brad nails in a few spots just to hold it down because I feel like that adhesive is going to peel up over time. Also, these vans have these foam blobs here and these awkward corners. A lot of people will do spray adhesive and put fabric over them to finish it. I just left it as is. I never think about it. I honestly forgot about it, and everyone that's toured the van has never pointed that out. I just did a board over this, and I did not like fully finish out the edges of the doorways. Again, it's one of those things I never think about. Nobody seems to care. But some people will actually frame this out, so they'll use some kind of fabric or something to finish that. I did kind of a curved piece in the back of the van here. Again, you can see some of the metal framing and stuff. Do I care? No. But might someone else care with their build? Maybe. For framing, I use 1x3 furring strips with a combination of riv nuts and self-tapping screws. I'll cover that in more detail in a future video. And for insulation behind all the walls and stuff, I used a combination of 1-inch XPS foam board and rock wool soft insulation to stuff into all the nooks and crannies. For the sliding door and rear doors, I used some of my 1/4-inch tongue and groove boards to finish this out, and then I just used some self-tapping screws on the edges here. I did put a furring strip behind this in the middle just to give it a bit of support. There's some foam board stuck behind here as well as some rock wool insulation, which I can actually pull it out. There it is. So this is what it looks like if you're wondering. You can buy both of those types of insulation at any big box store like Home Depot and so on. But yeah, that's basically it. Hopefully you found this interesting and inspiring. My goal is to help people have fun while achieving financial freedom. So if that's your jam, make sure to subscribe. I'll have links to most of the products used in my van build in the description below, so make sure to check that out. If you make a purchase with my affiliate links, I earn a small commission, which helps me out as a new creator. Let me know in the comments if you found this helpful, share it with a friend, and thanks for watching.